Park for your destination.
So we are here at Ulster American Park, bringing our American relatives. What do you think? Will you survive without internet?
I'd be born at that time.
Yeah.
So I'd be around people who were also born in that time.
Yeah,
So then I wouldn't know about internet or anything.
yeah.
Hey guys, we're just gonna go for a pit stop here. We got the stuff. Time to go again.
We're going to the old
Journey
world.
to the old world and into the new world. Join us, guys.
You forest everywhere, so you burn the wood. In Ireland, you turf everywhere, so you burn the turf. Now, this is Ireland as it was about 200 years ago. You're going to take a pleasant stroll around and see how the Irish lived. And then there's a boat waiting to take you back to America.
Oh.
And you'll see how the emigrants lived.
Cool.
But for the moment, you're in the house of a poor man. Mr. Devine lived here. He was a farm labourer with a wife and 6 children. So the adults would sleep on that outshot bed. The children, you'd gather a pile of ferns and you'd bring them here in front of the fire. Because that's where you sleep on. In the morning, you'd throw out the ferns and hopefully you'd throw out some fleas along with it. Hello sir, come on in. We're talking about Mr. Devine's house. He and his wife and his 6 children. Now, you ladies, for breakfast, you'd boil potatoes in the pot. You'd pour them out into the basket and we'd all gather round and eat with our fingers, skins and all. Now, that was breakfast. What would you have for lunch?
Potatoes.
And for supper?
Potatoes.
Right. The reason for this, Mr. Devine only has a little bit of land, about a quarter of a football field, to grow food on. Perforce, he grows the crop that gives him most meals per square yard, and that's potatoes. But they're not reliable. In a good year, you get enough to see you to the end of the year, end of September and the next harvest. In an average year, you run out about August, and you're living on stinging nettle soup through the hungry months. In a bad year, you start selling everything you own, trying to get enough money to buy food. You willing to sell that rifle to buy food? Doesn't seem keen. Now, you can do that once. 2 bad years in a row and you're dead. So you can imagine what happened to the Devines. They survived the crop failure in 1845 at the start of the Great Famine. But they disappear about a year later. What happened to them? We don't really know. They aren't in the poor record, so they didn't go into the workhouse. They aren't in the emigrant records, so they probably didn't leave Ireland. They aren't in the parish death records, so they probably didn't die in this house. So, best guess, they went on the road after the second harvest failed, and that's where they died. So they're probably buried in an anonymous mass grave somewhere. Now, if you head up the path and past the forge, you will come to bigger and better houses and less miserable stories. And I wish you a good day.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
No problem.
This is a forge. The forge is a replica building. Yarn yan na.
Huh?
Yarn. Paggawa ng mga damit. Ito, ganito yan. Yarn. Balahibo na nga ito. Ng usa. Ng sheep.
Place. Ang gaganda ng antiques.
Whoa, wait. I see the sunshine go through.
Where?
I've never seen that before.
Ah, you just didn't realize.
Yeah.
Oh, there.
Oh.
Oh. Like, you're gonna bang your head here, guys. If you're gonna run like.
I wonder what is this?
You're not allowed to go upstairs. Sorry.
Is that a long window? Oh my God. Look at the bread. And the,
Yeah.
question.
Want to step inside the chimney? No, let's go look up. That's the smoke though.
Real chicken. Is that real?
What's up? What's in there? Nothing?
It's funny. They have a bigger budget than the others.
Oh.
Real pet.
Okay, I'm a new person.
Whoa.
Okay.
Where is it now?
On the ground.
Whoa, whoa.
It's a robin. Is it?
Yeah, Robin.
Hello, Robin.
Maybe it's sick.
He's
Why wouldn't
friendly.
he fly?
Put your hand out. Oh, so fast.
Keon!
The man who lived this was his childhood home. The man who lived here became the first Catholic Archbishop of New York City and would have overseen the building of St. Patrick's Cathedral. So if you've ever been to New York,
Yes, yeah.
you've seen St. Patrick's Cathedral.
Yeah.
This man was instrumental in the beginning of that building, and he's buried under it. He's buried under the altar. So he grew up in this house.
Wow.
Is this the real house?
Yes.
And they
Oh,
brought it
okay.
here.
Yeah, all the houses you've seen today are original. They've been brought here and rebuilt. Yeah,
Rebuilt.
all of them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Why is there just a bunch of bags under a
Okay.
bench?
Alright.
Okay.
I
do
thought
you
it's a
have
pretend kind of,
like
house.
a copied.
They're original, no. Yeah,
wow.
some of them are replicas in America.
Okay.
This one's original.
Ah,
Yeah.
that's
Nice.
great.
That helps. That's actually adds
Wow.
to your experience, doesn't it?
Perfect. Lovely.
Hot, is it?
Look at the
So Dara,
house.
imagine living
Yung mga
here.
ganyan ako.
What do you think? Will you survive without internet?
No,
What do you think?
I don't.
You won't
Cool.
survive? What if you were born that time? What will you do? You
Well
will-
then, I'd be born at that time. So
Yeah.
I'd be around people who were also born in that time.
Yeah, so...
So then I wouldn't know about internet or anything.
Yeah.
So I would survive.
You would survive. So you'll be okay eating just potatoes?
Well, If there's a famine, then I'd probably die.
Oh, there's a clock in there, like.
Oh yeah.
We gotta make way.
That's the priest. Apa yun yung priest na nakatira dito. Don't you think? Yeah, okay. Oh, ay, alam ko yung platong ganyan mo ng panahon. Yung ganyan, ano? Chinese ano yan, porcelain. Ganyan na yung show. Ngayon yung St. Patrick's sa New York.
Why is it a violin? Kind of like.
Oh, there's more in there.
Another two dogs.
Yeah. My granny in Maroe had that clock, and my other granny had two dogs that she had two dogs there as well. And Keith, Uncle Keith, I think now has that clock.
Oh.
Oh, school. 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 Must be the school. Ian.
I don't think it's a
Huh?
school.
Yeah. Looks
Yeah,
like.
it's a school. It's a school.
Oh, pero maliit na eh.
Yeah.
Saka meron sila.
Here's your pen.
School, guys.
No, you get it done. Oh, here you go. Sit that one. Arithmetic. Castleton National School. Idle people never have pleasure. Abacus slate summer.
That's where you find it.
It's the abacus. I think there's no ink on it. No, I think it's
Welcome to the new world.
Tiny.
Just get 2 sticks then each.
How many of your group? 4. 4? Okay. There's your bunk there. Children under 5 were not allowed to travel. We expect 6 of you to die. If that happens, there's more room in the bunk.
Oh,
The
yeah.
captain is not allowed to put them on shore. He has to dump them overboard.
A pirate? Are you a pirate?
No.
What are you? Hello, Rose.
What's up?
Where's Jack?
He's dead.
If you want to have a look at it there,
Okay.
you want to come in and have a look at it?
Yeah. Be cool. Thank you.
That's where you would have cooked your beans.
Wow.
1878.
Hey,
It is back.
goodness. Wow. 1878. Cool. That's amazing.
Yes, you can have it.
You could have more
Look, we've
things.
just grinded the first off as the Melon Bank as it was when Thomas Mellon founded it. Oh, yeah. On American Street.
Easy to get out to see.
Let's go.
Mommy, why is it so much stuff? Makeup stuff. Let's go.
This is American barn. Fulton House. This is an original building from Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. It was the home of the Fulton family who immigrated from County Donegal in the early 1700s. 1700s.
What are you trying?
Yeah. You want to take a nap?
Imagine living in a house like this in the olden times, Kian. No internet.
Kian.
Come here, Ken.
Kian.
Hello.
Come here or I'll shoot you. Kian. Now.
You lost your chest. Come here. There's spiders everywhere. Ew.
What? Look at the house. Look, I want to show you something else. What? A bed. Yeah.
Oh, there. Small window.
A very small one. So we're in America. Why is everyone in America so tiny? I shot you.
Hi, I'm sorry.
You're okay.
I'm sorry, I thought you're the
You're very welcome to the Pennsylvania farmhouse. This is where you hear the next part of the Mellon story, because this is a copy of the farmhouse which the Mellon family built and moved into in 1825. Their first home in Pennsylvania was a log cabin. Unlike other immigrants from Ulster, they didn't have to build one. There was one on the farm which Andrew Mellon purchased in the spring of 1819. It was rather dilapidated, but they were happy enough to fix it up and make it do, and that's where they were for their first 5 or 6 years. They wanted to pay back the money which they borrowed from the bank to help buy the land, and then once their debts were cleared, they started work on building a home like this. The materials that they needed were on their land. It took them about a year to construct it. They moved into it in 1825, and the amazing thing is that that house still stands in Pennsylvania. It's still being used as a family home. That's why we can't have it in Folk Park. That's why we have this replica. As well as a basement, they had 6 rooms, 3 on this floor and then 3 on the next floor. In the basement, they would have stored candles like these, which they made from animal fat, foods which they preserved at the end of the growing season, firewood, small bits of equipment, and so forth. And then on this floor, which they called the first floor, this was the most important room. This is where all the cooking was done. And Mrs. Mellon continued to cook over an open fire just like she'd cooked in Ireland. The fuel was different, of course, and the foods were different. There were a lot more meats than they would have been used to. A greater variety of vegetables and fruits as well. So there were a lot of new tastes for them to get used to. Most meals were eaten here, but they did use the dining room, which is next to this, for the main meal each day. And then, of course, on special occasions like Thanksgiving and Christmas, they would have eaten in the dining room. The good room, where the children were not allowed to go, is at the far end of the first floor. That's where they stored their best furniture, and that's where they took visitors when they arrived. Upstairs you'll find 3 bedrooms, the main one, and then 2 that are connected. You go through the boys first to get into the girls.
Okay.
So you're welcome to go upstairs and have a look. This space at the door through which you entered had many uses. Hired workmen would have been fed there. They did craft activities like spinning and weaving there. It's also a place where young children could play or elderly relatives could sit and enjoy good weather in the summertime.
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome.
Thanks very much.
You're welcome. Basement, they have rooms 3 on this floor. Much better than the front.
Just looking at that platform with nothing below it makes me feel like that is.
Go on with that, because I'm just gonna have to follow him in my arm. It's too far from the wall.
Tell them to hurry up.
Look at this. This is lovely.
Look at this.
It's nice and bright.
I remember that. I know I don't wash in this. Can I? Yeah. Can I get the £5 give me back? Or do you want me to
You
get
need the toilet? Right, well, we're not going to go back now.
my phone into that? No.
No, Ben, hold on. We're going to go back. Just wait a
Then
minute.
go in here. It's no toilet.
So the further west they went, the more land they were requiring.
Yeah,
The better
yeah.
land and the freer land there
Yes.
was as well. So that's why they kept moving. So yeah, that's those wagon trails that they would have been on. And, so guys, you're enjoying our museum? You've enjoyed your day?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's very nice. Very authentic.
Well, now you have a long trek back through those mountains again.
Oh, yeah.
You're very welcome, not at all.
Cool.
Is it quilt?
Yeah, that's the patchwork quilt.
Yes.
And then the beds are
Okay.
so it's rope.
Rope,
So there is what's called a bed range upstairs. So if you've ever heard the expression night night, sleep tight.
Yes.
So the reason we say this is to remind you to tighten up the ropes so
Oh.
you don't, the mattress doesn't fall
Okay.
through the bed. So it was always a little reminder, night night, sleep tight.
Yeah.
Don't let the bed bugs bite because this is straw
Yes.
and sometimes there's fleas in it.
Yes.
So this is why this expression was said.
Wow. It's amazing how.
Thank you.
You're very welcome, not at all.
Great.
Hello there. Well, how did you manage to survive that 12 week voyage across the Atlantic? Huh?
Oh, guys. It's nearly 4:30. So we have 30 minutes. Did you go up? Did you go up now?
Yeah. This is almost learned.
a big
Big house.
house, isn't it?
It's a rich man's house.
Yeah.
So what do you think of this place, Cesar, Dara?
It's very nice.
Which part is your favorite?
The dude who told the story at the start,
The beginning.
the turf guy.
The
All
Alpha
done
and-
now?
The Alpha and the Omega, the beginning and the end.
Yes.